Chapter 1. The Calm Before the Storm. Officer Jack Turner sat quietly in his patrol car, parked near the corner of 5th Avenue and East 83rd Street. The orange glow of the setting sun painted the sky in warm shades, and the buzz of the city was beginning to fade as the evening rush hour died down. It was a Monday evening in early September, and New York City was starting to cool after a long, hot summer. Jack, a 38-year-old veteran of the NYPD, was in his 10th year on the force. With short-cropped brown hair, a square jaw, and steady eyes, he had the calm, no-nonsense demeanor of someone who had seen the best and worst of the city. He took a sip of lukewarm coffee from a paper cup and glanced at his partner, Officer Lisa Marino. Lisa, 27, was sharp, determined, and full of energy. She had joined the force 2 years earlier and had quickly earned a reputation as one of the smartest rookies in the precinct. Jack appreciated her instincts and her ability to stay calm under pressure. "Slow night," Lisa said, glancing up from her notepad. "Too slow. Something always breaks the silence." As if on cue, the police radio crackled to life. "Unit 12, respond to 84th Street and Madison Avenue. Possible break-in at Brenner's Fine Jewelry." Jack put down his coffee. "Let's go." They flipped on the lights and headed east through light traffic. When they arrived, the front window of the jewelry store was shattered and the security gate had been forced open. Glass glittered across the sidewalk. Jack parked the cruiser and both officers drew their flashlights and stepped out. "Stay behind me," Jack said. They moved carefully into the store. Inside, display cases had been smashed and velvet trays were empty. A faint buzzing sound came from a cut alarm wire hanging from the ceiling. "Whoever did this knew what they were doing," Lisa said. "No prints, no sign of forced entry at the back." Jack knelt by a broken case, and they left in a hurry, but not panicked. Professionals. They secured the scene and waited for the forensics team. Jack stared at the damage, his mind drifting to a case that had haunted him for years. 6 years ago, this same store had been hit in nearly the same fashion. The thief had never been caught, but Jack had always suspected one man, Victor Kroll. Chapter 2. Old Ghosts. Back at the precinct, Jack pulled up the old case file. The similarities were impossible to ignore. Same store, same method, same lack of evidence. Victor Kroll had been a suspect in multiple high-profile heists before vanishing in 2019. "You think he's back?" Lisa asked, reading over his shoulder. "I don't believe in coincidences," Jack said. Victor Kroll had been a master thief, calculated, precise, and always one step ahead. He never used the same crew twice, never left a trace, and always chose high-value targets. Jack had chased him across the city for 3 years before the trail went cold. The next day brought more questions. An electronics store in Midtown was robbed overnight. Again, no alarms, no footage, no evidence. The only link, a playing card left behind, the 9 of clubs. It was the same card left at the scene of the 2019 robbery. Kroll's signature, Jack said grimly. She had a record, nothing serious, but after Kroll disappeared, she had cleaned up her life and gone quiet. Jack and Lisa tracked her to a small apartment in Brooklyn. Nina opened the door cautiously. Her hair was shorter now, her eyes tired. When she saw Jack, she froze. "Officer Turner," she said. "I knew you'd come." Chapter 3. The Plan. Nina let them in. Her apartment was clean but sparse. She poured coffee and sat on the edge of the couch, fidgeting. "He's back," she said quietly. "Victor. He came to me 3 weeks ago, said he wanted to pull one last job, then disappear for good." Jack leaned forward. "What job?" "The city museum. There's a private exhibition of rare diamonds next Friday, $20 million worth. He's already inside, hired as part of a fake cleaning crew. How many people? 3, maybe 4. He didn't say much, but he's serious. Jack thanked her and left. Outside, he called Detective Ray Collins, his old partner in organized crime. "Kroll's back," Jack said, "and he's going big." Chapter 4. Into the museum. The department couldn't close the museum without alerting the press. Instead, they embedded undercover officers among staff and installed hidden cameras throughout the building. Jack and Lisa joined a security crew under false identities. Friday night arrived. The gala was elegant, with art collectors and donors mingling under crystal chandeliers. Jack wore a black tuxedo, earpiece in his right ear. At 10:42 p.m., the first signal came. One camera went dark, then another. Jack whispered into his mic, "They're here." Through silent hand signals and coordinated movement, officers closed in. Lisa spotted one suspect near the service elevator. Another moved toward the east wing where the diamonds were displayed. Suddenly, the lights flickered and emergency power kicked in. The thieves had triggered a controlled blackout. Jack moved quickly. He found Kroll near the main vault, tools in hand. The two men locked eyes. "Hello, Jack," Kroll said calmly. "Game's over, Victor." He smiled. "I never liked that phrase. Makes it sound like we're done playing." Chapter 5. The Final Move. Kroll dropped a smoke canister and disappeared into the shadows. Jack followed, heart pounding. Lisa flanked from the side. Through the haze, Jack tackled Kroll near the loading dock. The two struggled, but Jack overpowered him and cuffed him. The rest of the crew was rounded up. No shots fired, no injuries. The diamonds were untouched. At the precinct, Kroll was silent for a long time. Then he spoke. "You never stopped looking." "No," Jack said, "because I knew you'd come back." Kroll smiled faintly. "Then I guess I'm finally out of moves." Chapter 6. Reflections. Weeks passed. Kroll faced trial and pled guilty to multiple charges. He was sentenced to 25 years without parole. Nina Vasquez entered witness protection, hoping for a new start. One evening, Jack and Lisa sat on the precinct steps watching the sunset over the skyline. "You think it's over?" Lisa asked. Jack took a sip of coffee. "For now, but this city never sleeps." She nodded. "Neither do we." And with that, the two officers stood and walked back into the station, ready for whatever the night might bring. Chapter 7. A New Threat. Just when the department started to breathe easier, Jack received a call from an old FBI contact. A new player had entered the scene. Elena Griggs, a notorious cybercriminal turned arms trafficker. Her network was linked to encrypted messages recovered from Kroll's seized laptop. Jack and Lisa were called to a joint NYPD-FBI briefing. The team revealed that Griggs had been funding Kroll's operations and planned to use the chaos of the museum heist as a screen score for an even bigger move, smuggling high-tech weapons through the port of New York. "We stopped the theft, but we triggered something bigger," Lisa said. "Exactly," the FBI agent confirmed, "and now we need your help." Chapter 8. The Chase Continues. Jack and Lisa joined a federal task force chasing leads from Brooklyn docks to warehouses in Jersey. A sting operation was organized at Pier 19, where containers were being shipped under fake pharmaceutical company names. Under cover of darkness, Jack and Lisa joined a team of agents hiding in freight containers. At 3:12 a.m., trucks arrived. Armed guards escorted the cargo. The team moved in silently, night vision goggles on, weapons drawn. A fierce firefight broke out. Lisa provided cover while Jack pursued a fleeing suspect, Elena Griggs herself. She ran toward the waterline, trying to reach a waiting boat. Jack tackled her just in time. "It's over, Elena. For me, maybe, but you're just scratching the surface." With Griggs in custody and the weapons seized, the operation ended. But Jack knew she was right. New threats would always rise, and it was their job to stop them. As the sun rose over the harbor, Lisa looked at Jack. "You think it's over?" He shook his head. "Not a chance. We're just getting started." Chapter 9. Shadows from the Past. 2 weeks after Griggs' arrest, a new trail emerged, an encrypted hard drive found in a hidden compartment of her boat. The drive contained surveillance photos, emails, and blueprints of federal buildings, along with names of former NYPD officers suspected of corruption. Among the files was a familiar face, Captain Darrell Monroe, Jack's former supervisor and mentor, now retired. He was pictured meeting with known arms dealers. Lisa scanned the documents. "Is this real?" Jack's face was hard. "If it is, we're looking at a mole that's been buried for decades." Internal Affairs joined the investigation quietly. Jack and Lisa were placed on a special unit to follow Monroe's contacts. They found encrypted bank transfers, shell companies, and a disturbing connection to stolen police evidence. Griggs was just the weapon. Someone else was pulling the trigger. Their focus shifted from gangland criminals to uncovering a conspiracy that ran through the very fabric of the justice system. Chapter 10. The Reckoning. The deeper they dug, the more dangerous it became. Jack received anonymous threats. Notes slipped under his door. Strange cars outside his apartment at night. Lisa's phone was hacked. Then one evening, Monroe himself reached out. He requested a private meeting. No backup, no surveillance. Against protocol, Jack agreed. The meeting took place in an abandoned train station in the Bronx. Jack arrived early, weapon holstered but ready. Monroe stepped out of the shadows, older, weary, but not surprised. "You were always going to find out," Monroe said quietly. "Why?" Jack demanded. "Because justice doesn't always come from a badge. Sometimes it comes from survival." Monroe revealed that a secret network of ex-law enforcement and government agents had taken justice into their own hands for years, removing threats before the system could. "We did what the courts couldn't. Griggs, Kroll, they were just distractions. The real game is control." Jack, disgusted, turned away. "You crossed the line." "No, Jack. I erased it." When Monroe tried to leave, agents emerged from the shadows. Lisa had tracked Jack's phone and called for backup. Monroe was arrested. As he was led away, Monroe looked back. "You're not done. You're just the beginning." Back at the precinct, Jack stood alone, the weight of the truth heavy on his shoulders. The system he fought for had cracks, but he wasn't going to let it break. Lisa approached. "You okay?" Jack nodded slowly. "No, but I will be. We've got work to do."
Thanks for watching. Take action today, not tomorrow. Press subscribe. And let's keep learning together. You're doing great. See you in the next one. Stay strong.